Welcome to the first ever virtual Kforce Kids STEM at-home event. I'm Andy Thomas, Chief Marketing Officer here at Kforce. If you've been to one of our STEM fairs, and this is our third, you know that this is all about you, the next generation of innovators, creators, and experts.
As a staffing and solutions firm, Kforce finds jobs for over 30,000 people every year at innovative companies that truly are changing the world. As you might guess, these jobs are in science, technology, engineering, and math, also known as STEM. And we need more bright, eager people like you who are interested in these areas, and that's why we're so excited to have you here. Today, our focus is on math. Here's what you need to know to follow along with today's activity. You need popsicle sticks. You need markers, magic markers, or any of the following items: dice, playing cards, dominoes. You can also use loose change if you're in kindergarten through second grade. Now, let's get started by meeting some inspiring people. And by that, I mean true STEM superheroes. So today, we are joined by Thais Pinkham and Lauren Vaughn from 321 Tutoring. And they truly are STEM superheroes. As you can see, Thais is the owner and lead math tutor of 321, and Lauren is an elementary and math tutor. Some fun facts about them are that Thais has always wanted to be an astronaut, and we'll hear a little bit more about that. It really hasn't changed. Lauren was born and raised in Key West, Florida, right nearby. So Thais and Lauren, thank you so much for being here today. Obviously, math can be a challenge, but I know both of you will be able to make it fun for everybody involved.
Yeah, we're really excited. Thanks for having us.
No, we're thrilled to have you, and we appreciate you taking the time to share your expertise with us. Thais, I have a few questions for you guys, but I'll start with you, Thais. You have, quite a career, not just 321 Tutoring, but can you tell everybody else what you do as well?
Sure. So I have a day job. I'm a mechanical engineer for Blue Origin, which is a rocket company. So I work with design and modeling for tooling to launch the next rocket that's hopefully going to go to the moon or to Mars or wherever we want to go. And before I worked at Blue Origin, I worked at NASA's Kennedy Space Center.
How unbelievably cool is that? Amazing. Lauren, I talked about how, math can be very challenging. You're an expert, but did you always like it when you were in school?
No, I actually did not like math at all. It was something I totally dreaded. I didn't enjoy it. I think that I really bought into the age-old narrative that, girls just aren't as good at math and boys are better, which is clearly not true because I'm sitting next to a female engineer. But yeah, it was something that I really did not enjoy. And so when I became a teacher myself, it was a goal that I had to make math fun and enjoyable for everyone.
Yeah, it's amazing, and it's wonderful advice. Or I would put it this way. You both are amazing role models, and what we'd love to do is for you to share some advice. We're going to have a lot of people on our session today. So what advice would you give to people who are considering a career in STEM?
Well, I would say to young Lauren to find someone that has the same likes and passions as you and stick with them and learn from them and use them as a mentor, because people typically want to help. So, Lauren, if we knew each other when we were kids, I'd be like, come hang out with me. I'll help you with math.
Yeah, same thing for kids. I've had so many students that have said, Mrs. Vaughn, I really want to be an engineer or a rocket scientist, or I want to be an astronaut, but I feel like I'm not good enough at math. And, I tell them it's practice. It's like a sport. It's something you have to really work at, and you can get better at it. And there's tons of ways to do math. There's not just one way. And it's been really inspiring to watch students work really hard to get that goal.
Well, we appreciate you guys taking the time today and for the advice for all. That said, Lauren, I know we've got a lot to cover, so I'm going to go over to you now.
Awesome. Thank you. So I'm going to put my screen up. All right. So today, if you want to kick us off for 321 Tutoring.
Sure. So 321 Tutoring, we're going to use this time to give you guys some fun and engaging math skills or math activities that are going to really help with your problem solving and just help you get those math skills down So you're going to need any of the following items. You're going to need dice, playing cards, dominoes, or loose change. You can also use popsicles and markers.
So one of the big things we're going to talk about today is automaticity, which I know is a super big word, but we want to talk about why it's important. So in math, students should be learning math facts in 3 levels, which is accuracy, fluency, and automaticity. So accuracy is being able to ensure that you really understand the value of each of these digits, the numbers that we see, and what happens when they interact with each other. What are they worth? What's their value? Fluency is being able to solve problems quickly and accurately. Once you understand those numbers, you're getting quicker. But unlike fluency, automaticity is being able to just take one look at a math fact and know the answer immediately. For example, if you see 5 times 2, you automatically know it's 10 without even thinking about it twice. As math becomes more challenging, automaticity is even more important. It's incredibly difficult to move to the next stage of your math journey if you haven't mastered the one before. For example, if you're not automatic in your addition skills, every operation is going to be more challenging.
So the first game we're going to talk about is very simple. You just roll the dice. So you roll your dice, and then you look at the numbers, and if you're in K through first grade, you can add or subtract the 2 dice outcome. If you're in 2nd and 3rd grade, you can add, subtract, or multiply. And then you can also add more dice to make bigger numbers. And if you're in 4th through 6th grade, you can practice with multiplication and division and just keep making the numbers bigger and bigger to increase your fluency in it.
So we're going to demonstrate for you. So we have tons of colorful dice here. So I'm going to take one, and we'll do it for our K through 1 students. You can just grab 1 dice each, and you are going to roll and then say go. And so I have, looking at numbers and number sense, I have 6, and what do you have, Chase?
I have 5.
Perfect, and we can work together and add those together, or we can just say our number sense. Then we can also add on 2. I'm going to give Chase another one. And we're going to do the same thing, but this time we're going to add our 2 numbers, and whoever gets the number first is who wins. 4. Oh, it's how you beat me. So it's really fun, and you can do that again if you are in the older grades. You can subtract larger numbers. You can keep adding more dice on to make 2-digit numbers, 3-digit numbers, adding and subtracting. And again, you're working on those automaticity skills and getting them done quickly in your head. So this one is domino math. So again, you're going to choose 1 to 2 dominoes. I grew up always having dominoes in the house. My dad loved to play. And so K through 1st students, you're going to add or subtract the numbers on 1 domino. And then the 2nd through 3rd grade students, you can add, subtract, or multiply the 2 numbers on the dominoes. You may also do what's really cool is you can stack them, and now you've created a 2-digit number on the top and the bottom. And so you can, once you get into 2-digit by 2-digit multiplication, you can start multiplying, you can add and subtract with regrouping, so that's really exciting. And then our 4th through 8th students can practice multiplication and division with more dominoes to make larger numbers. And I know that once we get into fractions, guess what? A domino is a perfect fraction. It's set up with the denominator and everything, and you have the numerator in the middle. It's pretty perfect, and I know for a lot of the 4th through 8th grade students, that's where you really start multiplying fractions and adding, subtracting, and making like fractions. So it's a perfect tool for you.
So the next game that we can play is War, but not like what you may think where you just put the cards down. Well, that can work too. You put the cards down and you decide whoever's card is bigger, they win. But also if you're in K through 1st, you can add or subtract the number on your 2 cards, the numbers on the 2 cards, and whoever gets there first wins. If you're in 2nd through 3rd, you can add, subtract, or multiply the 2 cards, and you can also add more cards to make 2- and 3-digit numbers. And if you're in 4th through 8th grade, you can practice multiplication and division with cards to make larger numbers and make it more challenging for you. For the upper grades, you can even use the cards to make fractions and practice adding, subtracting, and multiplying those fractions.
Yeah, so all you need for this is a deck of cards, which most people have laying around their house. And if it's not a full deck, that's totally fine. All you need is the numbers. And I'll give you a little guideline here. When I taught my students this game, they were always like, well, what is a jack and what is a queen? So we made them have value. You can choose whatever works for you, but for us, We did that the ace is a 1, the king is a 10, the queen is an 11, and the jack is a 0. And you can take the jokers out, or you can make your own rules. So we're going to do a little war, and we'll do 2 cards, and we'll have to flip them at the same time. And let's do addition. So whoever adds first gets the point. Ready? Go. 11.
Mine's also 11.
So that is when you can't do who has the larger number, because we literally both had 11. So that's a super fun one.
We also have Kaboom, which you're going to use popsicle sticks to play this game. And the fun part about this game is that it never ends. You can just keep playing and playing. So all you do is you put your sticks in a cup or a container or somewhere to keep them all together, and you pull your popsicle sticks. So if you're in K through first, you can add or subtract 1 to 2 digit numbers like 5 plus 5 is 10, 8 plus 7, 11 plus 14. If you're in second to third grade, you can do addition, subtraction for two-digit numbers or larger, and even multiplication. 4 through 6, you can do multiplication and division with 2-digit numbers or larger for practice. And 7th and 8th, you can do multiplication, division, fractions, algebraic expressions, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, so as your math gets harder, your popsicle sticks will look different. So I have a couple examples on mine, but on a couple of your popsicle sticks, you're going to want to make sure to write the word kaboom. And so what happens is, as you pull them out, so say I pulled this out of my cup and I have 4 times 4 and I know it's 16, great, I get to keep that popsicle stick. But if I pull the kaboom popsicle stick, that means that all of my problems that I solved have to go back into the bin. So this is why the game never ends, because someone's ultimately always going to pull kaboom. But what's really fun about that is it's a really fun way to practice your math skills. And again, your popsicle sticks will change as you are getting into more difficult math. And again, we're just looking for that automaticity. You can see it and you know what it is exactly at that time.
Yeah, it's meant to be really fast-paced.
Yeah, you want to do it as quickly as you can. And this last one is an age-old classic, Jeopardy, which you can make on your own at home. There's jeopardylabs.com. And you can make, it's free, it's super awesome, and you can make your own Jeopardy game. So again, if you're K through 1, you can do addition with 1 and 2 digit numbers. Examples are 5 plus 5, 8 plus 7, and then you can add on to 11 plus 4 if you're getting into 2 digit. Second and third graders, you want that addition, subtraction, 2 digit or larger. That's what we're really focused on, and multiplication as you start getting into that. 4 through 6, we know that multiplication and division, 2 digits or larger, is really where you got to get those automaticity skills, because math, as Thais can, I'm sure, tell you, is going to get much harder. And 7th and 8th grade students, you want to really make sure you're adding in those multiplication, division, fractions, algebraic expression. And another great one to do is writing your own word problems, which is so fun. And it's always fun, too, if you have a grown-up that can help you write out problems so that you don't know them beforehand. And then you can play Jeopardy with yourself, with your family. It's really, really fun. I played this in my classroom, and it was a goal that my kids had, and it was a reward that they often earned because we had buzzers and everything. It was a really good time.
And if you write your own word problems, you can even write them really crazy. Like, Lauren bought 500 watermelons.
Who needs that many watermelons?
No one needs that many watermelons.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's all from us today. Does anybody have any questions for us?
Well, I would tell you a big thank you. I do have a question. First of all, thank you for not only, obviously it's educational, but you guys really make it fun. It appears that you guys were having fun. I sensed a little bit of competition there. That was.
It does get competitive.
I would imagine that it does, and I'm sure it is in many people's homes right now. So thank you for setting that up. But no, that was so greatly appreciated, and we look forward to having you on future virtual STEM fairs as we move forward as well.
Absolutely. We'd love to be there.
Yeah.
Excellent, guys. Thanks again.
Thanks.
All right, everybody, we're going to move on to our next segment, and this is so cool. We're going to meet Julie Phillips, a certified broadcast meteorologist for WFLA in Tampa Bay. Julie's going to show us a day in the life of her job and a look inside her studio. So this time, Julie's not going to be live. We're going to take you to a video, so we'll do that right now.
Hi guys, I am Max Defender 8 meteorologist Julie Phillips. I work at WFLA, which is the NBC station in Tampa, and I'm sad that I couldn't meet you all in person today, but it's kind of cool that we're doing this virtually now, so you actually get a chance to see inside the News Channel 8 studio if you've never gotten to visit here before, which I'm sure many of you haven't. I'm a meteorologist, which means I forecast the weather, and I also then tell you the weather each day. I work, like I said, at Channel 8, and I do the 4 o'clock news, the 5:30, and then I also do the 8 o'clock on Great 38. And I am originally from Chicago, and I decided I wanted to get out of the cold weather, so I went down to Florida. I studied meteorology and broadcast journalism at the University of Miami. I got my first job in Abilene, Texas, worked there for a couple of years. The coolest thing I saw in Texas, I never saw a tornado. We had many tornado warnings, but I was always working. But we did have hail the size of softballs one day. So that was something I saw there. And then about 7 years ago, I started here at Channel 8, and I was so thrilled to be back in Florida. So again, here is the weather studio. This is our weather office that we work in. And this is where all the meteorologists and myself are able to put the forecast together each day. So when I walk into work, typically the first thing that we're going to do is forecast. So here is one of the computers that we use to forecast. We look at a lot of different computer models, and these help to tell us what the weather might do. So here's one computer model we look at, the European model, and this will kind of show you what it thinks is going to happen over the next couple of days. We look at the GFS model as well. We look at different temperature trends. This is the European model showing what it thinks potential temperatures would be over the next couple of days. We look at this. I know this looks like just a bunch of numbers to you, but for meteorologists, we're able to use the different codes, and this tells us what the rain chances this particular model thinks are, the different temperatures, things like that. So we look at all of the different computer models, and then we come up with what we think is the forecast. And we've got this handy dandy forecast sheet you can see here, and we'll fill out each day of the week. So we come up with our high temperature and low temperature for each day of the week. We come up with our rain chances for each day, and then we actually have to get to work because this is just the forecasting spot. Many of you probably actually check the weather maybe on your phones on a weather app. So we update all of the forecasts on a weather app. We actually do radio forecasts as well, so we record those. And then a lot of people may be looking up the weather online. They don't want to wait for a newscast on television. So we update our web stories and forecasts online as well. So that's a little bit about what I do. And then the last aspect will be, actually we're kind of like graphic artists too. There is no person that is making our graphics for us. All of us at News Channel 8, we make our own graphics. So here is a look at my show in the system, and I'll put together the graphics each day. Some of the graphics are kind of self-made in the fact that this graphic will pull up our high temperatures that we've had so far. We, of course, have our radar graphic. Here at Channel 8, we are so lucky to have Max Defender 8 radar, which is an S-band radar, and S-band radars are the most advanced technology you can get right now. So we've got really the best television radar in the market, which is wonderful. Right now things are pretty quiet, but you can see some rain over here as you head closer to the East Coast. Again, that's what we're tracking on Max Defender 8 there. So kind of my job is to look at all the graphics. Some of these I actually do have to build and work on, like our future radar. I'll have to plot all the different features on it, high pressure, cold fronts. I'll have to change the font text for each time period, each day, so it matches what our thoughts are. So I will put this together, and after we make all of our graphics, our job is to tell the weather story. So we put together all of the graphics in a weather story, and our weather hits are about anywhere from a minute long to 3 minutes long that we have to tell the story in. So this is, like I said, our weather center. I'll show you a little bit about how we do the weather. Our main green screen is in the studio, which I'm going to show you in a little bit, but right now let's take a look at our small green screen, which is in the weather center. And here, what we would do is we would have our weather graphics behind us, and we're able to see where we're pointing to because we have these monitors on both sides. So we're able to see where we're pointing. And then in front of us is a camera. So in front of us, you can see we do not have a teleprompter. If you do the weather, you have to just talk and ad-lib, kind of like what I'm doing right now. And so we will see the weather graphics in there and ourselves, so that way we know where to point, but we do not use the teleprompter. That's just the anchors. So this is a little bit about what I do each day. And next, I'm going to take you down into the studio so you can see where we actually broadcast from each day. All right, here we are in the News Channel 8 studio. This is on the first level of our building, and we have a brand new set here at News Channel 8. We just debuted it this summer, so it is brand new and it is beautiful. And for instance, this is one big giant monitor that our news team can use. And remember, this is a working studio, so you're gonna hear some stuff going on in the background right now. The anchors will sit at this desk right here. They move around throughout the studio, but this is our new desk. And this, of course, I want to show you is our new weather center that's actually in the studio that we get to work at. So right here, you can see we have a nice monitor to show off whatever we're telling you about. And in front of me at the pod here, we have 4 different computers that we look at. And so we're able to work on severe weather or whatever we're doing while we're in the studio during our newscast. So we're able to use all of this. This is our handy dandy clicker. This is how we click through all the graphics that we made and when we show you our weather stories on air. So this is really important. And then I want to show you a little bit behind the scenes of where we do our forecasts. We've got a lot of seating here and several computers that other meteorologists can be working at during severe weather. So this is really a very neat state-of-the-art weather center that we're able to work and kind of be in the background of. And then over here, behind this curtain, we have our new green screen. So the green screen right here is again where we actually do our forecast. The green screen that we had upstairs that I showed you earlier is where we just do, it's kind of just an old green screen. We don't really actively use it anymore. This is now where we do most of our weathercasts, and we also use our weather pod over here. So this is generally about how my day goes at work. Again, I start the day off with forecasting, then I work on graphics, and I do all of that just for about a 3-minute weather segment on air. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on social media. I'm at WFLA Julie Phillips. That's going to be on Facebook, and WFLA Julie on Twitter. It was so nice meeting you guys virtually. I hope you enjoyed the tour of Channel 8 and also learned a little bit about what it's like to be a television meteorologist. Have a great day, guys.
Now that is a cool career. I think I want to do that now. Well, I want to thank Julie for taking the time to do that video for us and to walk us through a day in her life. Very exciting. I mean, how cool has it been to learn from all these different experts today? And we're going to be doing it for the next 3 weeks as well. With that said, I just want to thank everybody for joining us today. But there's an important element of this. You may remember in your invite, we let you know about a raffle. So don't forget to enter our raffle for a chance to win a digital gift card to Fat Brain Toys. I love saying it. A great company that focuses on STEM-related games, toys, and activities. What you need to do is, if you've taken any pictures participating in today's activities, please post it on social media and tag us on any of the sites here to enter, or email us at kidsstemfair@kforce.com. Winners will be randomly selected and announced each week. Before we go, one more time, I wanted to thank everybody. Thank you to Thais, to Lauren, to Julie, and for the whole Kforce team and community partners who have helped put this event together. Remember that you are the next generation that's going to change our world. Join us again next week, which happens to be absolutely 100% on Halloween. So it's going to be a spooky science edition for Halloween. We look forward to seeing you. Thank you.